Okay, so tomorrow I'm leaving for Moogfest, and I thought it would be interesting for the other Eigenharp players out there to have a little overview of the gear that I'm taking with me. So I will be traveling from Europe, and I need to get as much as possible on carry-on, and the less fragile items will be in checked luggage, but I can't exceed the weight. And I don't want something extremely heavy either when I'm kind of traveling through Asheville and maybe going to some jams or whatnot. So this is all the technical stuff. So what do we have here? First of all, we've got, of course, the Eigenharp Tau here, which is the centerpiece of my gear, of course. MacBook Pro with its power adapter, the base station of the Eigenharp that makes it function, that will plug into the MacBook Pro with the USB cable, and then the cable of the Eigenharp that will connect the instrument to the base station. The next central piece of my equipment, which kind of happened very recently, is the iConnectivity 4 that was just released by iConnectivity. I've been beta testing this for a few months, and it turns out simply spectacular. So what I do is I have these two iPads that I use for running iOS synthesizers and drum computers and sequencers. So these will then be connected with these two cables straight into the iConnectivity, and the iConnectivity with its USB cable into the Belkin USB hub that goes into the MacBook Pro. Next, we've got the Apogee ONE, which will also connect into that USB hub, meaning that I have 3 USB devices connected to the MacBook Pro. So that is kind of all the technical stuff. And then in the back is everything that is required for me to actually be able to stand by myself on stage. It's a very compact stand system that allows me to be quite polyvalent. So first of all, I've got here, this is actually a Faisal stand for a tripod for my photo camera. It's extremely lightweight, and it turns out that I can actually put the Triad Orbit adapters on here and use the Triad Orbit boom that is extremely flexible, and it snaps right in there. Which also, the nice benefit of that is if I take this little piece with me, I can actually connect my camera to it also and snap it in and out, and I've got a very flexible way with an Orbit to actually put the camera on this stand without having to carry a heavy ball head with me. So then here's my microphone in case I need it. There will be situations where I don't, but I can also just snap it in if I need it. Then I've got, of course, the microphone cable, XLR cable, that will plug into the Apogee ONE here. And then here I've got 2 K&M stands actually for the iPads that will connect to the Faisal stand. And then the Eigenharp Tau leather strap. And finally, something very important, never forget that, a power strip, so that you only have to plug it into one power point, and you've got a little bit of extension also, making it very easy to put your gear all together and just plug in from one point. So this is the overview. I forgot my in-ears here. These are my in-ear monitors that will slot right into the Eigenharp and allow me to have everything on stage for monitoring. So that's it, and I'll show you what this looks like when everything is set up now. So this is that Faisal tripod. The key thing that makes this work for music is that I can actually have different lengths for each foot of the tripod, and that I can have different inclinations that lock in place. So the fact that I can make this wider and get a firmer base makes this very stable. So I can also make it very short in case I'm sitting down, or I can put it up all the way, and once the boom gets attached to this, as you see, so this is the boom, the Triad Orbit boom, once this gets snapped into it here with the adapter that I put on it, there you go, then I can use the Triad Orbit boom to actually get to a height where I can attach the microphone to it. So if I now take the microphone in case I need it, I can just snap this in place here and use the microphone for singing in case I need it. If I don't need it, I can snap it back out and make this very short again, or even entirely take this boom off in case I don't need it. So next are the actual K&M attachments for the iPads. So I've got two of those, and I basically put them in place here so that I have the iPads attached to the Faisal stand. So this is the first one. So I'm using two iPads, an iPad Air and an iPad 3. And with the K&M stand I can put them in the right angle, orient them here and put the iPads in place quite quickly so that they're actually in front of me when I'm performing and give me a visual touchscreen surface. So I can snap the iPads right in there, which is very easily done. Just take it, put this the right way, there you go. And this one, same way, just snap it in there. And so the iPads are firmly in place and I can stand in front of it and use the iPads. So ideally this would be oriented more towards here so that the weight is to the front. So next is the iConnectivity interface, which connects also very easily. This is the iPad 3 and then the iPad Air here. This is the power. And then the USB going into the computer. So next is the MacBook Pro that I'll put right under here. So it's close by but out of my way, with its power adapter also. And then the USB hub in which I will connect the iConnectivity and then later the Apogee ONE. Next is the Eigenharp base station, where I again connect power adapter, the USB cable, which goes straight into the MacBook Pro because it needs all the bandwidth it can get for the Eigenharp, and then the cable for the Eigenharp itself that I will perform with. And then finally the Apogee ONE, which will also go into that USB hub, and I will connect everything to power now. And I'm basically up and running. So this is what it looks like when everything is up and running. I reattached the microphone, put in the XLR cable, and so I will connect to the PA through the Apogee ONE's audio output, and I'm ready to play music basically. What I really like is I can do this standing up, but I can also lower the shaft here and do the same thing but sitting down. So that's quite nice. And so this is what it looks like when I'm actually using this setup. So I've got both the iPads right in front of me, I've got my microphone, the computer where I can check things that are going on, and I'm standing by myself on stage with the Eigenharp to directly communicate with the audience and do my thing. So I hope this was useful, and if you're in Moogfest next week, reach out and come say hi. Bye.